Hello everybody, my name is Nairi and I've been suffering from trigeminal neuralgia now for a few years. So this channel is all about trigeminal neuralgia and actually is very helpful for people who have chronic illnesses, especially hidden disabilities. So I'm going to talk to you about the problem with maybe adding in additional medications when you're already on a medication for trigeminal neuralgia. So I've not been on for a while because I've not had anything useful to say to you guys, but I thought that this would be very helpful to you to kind of listen to my experiences around what's happened recently. So recently I needed to go on some medication for something completely different, and it was a new medication, something that I hadn't been on for many years. And I have a situation where in my GP surgery you don't really see the same doctor more than once. So we have an app that we use in the UK where you can go online, get your doctor face to face, not your doctor, a doctor. So I've had this doctor now a few times, and we started off with one doctor who said, okay, I'm going to put you on this level of medication, and then a new doctor came on and said, okay, we'll continue with this. However, what you will need to be careful with is it may interfere with your carbamazepine or Tegretol. Okay, so some of you may be on that, some of you may have heard of it. It's kind of the gold standard drug, the go-to drug for trigeminal neuralgia, and I've been on it from pretty much the time that the dentist thought I had this condition, and it really has made a difference. Albeit I don't like the drug, it really has made a big difference to me. So the first thing I'm thinking is, oh no, I really need to be on both of these things. And there was no conversation about the fact that if it didn't work out and I had a flare-up of TN, what I would do about that, and what medication I might change to either. So I did. If you've got TN, you'll know what I mean. If you've got it under control, you'll also know what I mean. You get a bit panicky if you think anything might change the status quo and anything might get in the way of any progress that you're making. But I didn't really have a choice. I definitely needed to go on a medication of this type, shall we say. Now, I guess there were choices. So nobody said to me, okay, if this doesn't work, we'll try this. Don't panic, everything will be fine. And I think, again, this is coming back to my point that I make in many videos. Most people don't really know what TN is. They've heard of it, they don't understand it, and they haven't come across it very often because it is quite rare. So it's not like a doctor says to me, all right, this is the drug I'm going to put you on because I know this will be okay with your carbamazepine, and at the end of the day we need to make sure your TN is under control. It's more like they're dealing with separated drug situations and hoping the two things will be okay. So that's the first thing. So I started off on the new drug, and you know, had a week or two where I wasn't quite right, and I did notice a little bit of an increase in pain, and I have noticed a little bit of an increase in pain in my trigeminal neuralgia, but I still don't think it's something that I need to worry about. So it'll be the odd day. If I get particularly tired, it seems to flare up, but I would still say it's stable. The level of pain, the pain is there, but the level and the intensity of pain is nowhere near anywhere near where I feel like I need to worry about this. So we go along to a nurse who's checking out my medication and talking to me about different things, and then she says, the dose that the doctor's put you on for this isn't really high enough for you. You need to have a bigger dose. She said, oh, is there any reason why they just put you on this dose? And I went, wow, no, not that I know of. And she was asking me as if I should know why I've been put on this dose. And I said, no, not really. And she said, oh, are you particularly sensitive to medication? I went, oh, I don't think so. I said, the only thing I can think of is obviously the carbamazepine, the Tegretol is a very harsh drug, and maybe they were concerned about the two things together. And at the time I'd forgotten about the fact that the doctor had mentioned that I might get side effects coming back. I might get the TN coming back if I went on this drug. So I'd forgotten to say that. Now this is the thing that you end up feeling like you need to be the professional. You need to know your stuff because the professionals don't seem to be tracking what is going on with you. I don't feel, because I've not had a referral to a neurologist, because during COVID the pain levels reduced and things became more under control, and in the UK we've had a huge catch up with cases and things. So it was a case of, if you're not in excruciating pain, you're not going to get to see a neurologist. So I've never had that follow-up with anyone who was then keeping an eye on everything going on. So I guess the question for me is, in fact I think I know the answer to this, is should I be going to someone and saying, can you look at my situation? Can you look at whether, you know, these meds are okay together? And can you kind of review, am I going to carry on with the medication for TN? Am I all right on the 1 tablet a day? What happens if I have to go up more on this medication that I'm on, which in theory, according to the other doctor, could impact the result of carbamazepine on keeping my stability for TN. And it's a case of kind of like weighing up, isn't it? What is more important to you? Now, what is more important to me will always be keeping TN under control. And if you've experienced the pain, you know what I mean. Like, there is no pain like it, and that will have to be my priority. But there is a level of pain that you can tolerate on a daily basis where, you know, I'm getting a little bit of a niggle now while I'm talking to you. I might get the odd bit of temple pain. There's a level that I think you can deal with, and if you need the other medication, you need it. So it's this balancing act, and I feel like I'm becoming the one who is trying to work out if and what I should be doing, whereas I feel somebody else should be doing that for me. That's what I'm saying. And this is the problem with a hidden disability, something that's very unusual or not very common, and something that's not talked about very often. So I hope that gives you a bit of reflection on where I am, on what I've been up to, probably why I've been a little bit longer not making a video, because I've been adjusting to this other medication. I normally do a video around about once a month. I have a look, and if it's over 28 days, I'll make a video. I wasn't ready to do one, and I didn't feel I had too much to say. But if you have TN, or you think you have TN, or if you have a chronic illness, please subscribe. I'm sure you'll find the channel very helpful to you. Go back to my early days and you'll see the journey from the very beginning story, and how I've lived with TN for the last 3 years, and the changes that have taken place, and the incidents that have taken place. And I'll see you on Let's Face It. Thank you.